everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Crypto City. Tonight we'll be meeting with a VR influencer in our community who helps with marketing and PR as well as content creation. So first we want to offer congratulations to all who were accepted into the Meta Creative program. Two big things that is accompanying this program is monetization and also really enhanced tools for building over in Horizon, which is something that we've been asking for so very long. This is exciting. This is something that was a program that was very limited before. They've just opened it up to a large amount of people. It's going to help the community grow, and we're all super excited about it. I also want to offer, a big thank you to those over in Horizon who have been building over there for quite a while, because there are a lot of people building in Horizon who have been very supportive and open, just like people here in VR chat, with teaching people who come over and have an interest. People like Cheryl and MetaClean. And, there are people over there who have opened their doors and said, come in, I'll show you some secrets. Let me talk to you a little bit about it and see how maybe we can enhance the things that you want to do over here. So thank you to the people who got us excited about trying to build in Horizon. And now let's look forward to doing bigger and better things over there. We don't know the extent of everything that we'll have yet. It's kind of being rolled out right now, but, fingers crossed, it looks like we will be able to have worlds like this over there in the not too distant future, in addition to a lot of other really cool, gizmos and tools to put within the worlds to help enhance with events and everything else. So we'd also like to welcome this week our new sponsor. Cybershay has joined the Crypto City sponsor family, and we're grateful to have her on board. Not only has she been a huge supporter of Crypto City since pretty much the beginning, she has also, been a guest on here multiple times. If you're not familiar with Cybershay, which I can't imagine anybody doesn't know who she is at this point, she pretty much does a little bit of absolutely everything here in the metaverse and in the real world. She's an author, she's a creator, she's a cybersecurity specialist. She's just amazing, and she's ever learning and teaching other people the things that she's learning. So we're grateful to have her as part of our official team. Thank you. And, speaking of sponsors, I also want to mention right now Sato Mora, who was on the show a while back. He's been a sponsor for a bit. He's creating this digital anime series that was filmed here in VR chat. A lot of the scenes came from here. And interestingly enough, a few weeks ago, he had put out a post and he was just beside himself because he had lost a lot of the work that he had been creating due to some technical issues with his PC. He has rallied and recovered, and he's churning this stuff out regularly now. If you were smart enough to get in on his Patreon at the very beginning, he was charging $1 per month. And he has been leaking out bits and pieces of this series that he's doing. And now this series is being actually rolled out. I watched the first episode a few days ago, and it came out amazing. He's made these interesting characters. They have this little storyline going on about, I don't want to ruin it, but it's VR based with avatars and what's allowed and what's not allowed. And it's absolutely entertaining. So if you're not following him right now, go and follow him, Satomura VR. If you need his info, you can find it on our Discord, or you can come or message me or see me and I'll give you his info. But definitely check it out. And we want to give a big thank you to the rest of our sponsors as well. We have Fuchsia from Virtual Fitness Group, bringing people together to work out. We have Kip VR, builder of this world and creator extraordinaire. We have DJ Marcus J, who has been involved in so many different productions in here and who's currently working on a movie that's going to be coming out soon. So we're super excited about that. He also did the camera system in here for us this year so that we could bring this production to the next level. We have the Diamond Resilience and Boss Leo, who's pretty big over in Horizon Worlds, but, she's been supportive in both platforms, which is pretty amazing too. We have Lux VR and Hume AI with Second Life Rich. That's, teaching people things in Hume AI and making us all look beautiful at Lux VR. So we're grateful for them being part of this. We have Bara Financial, which is G Deuce, who is offering financial services here in the metaverse and in real life. And Venue GPS, who is out here right now with his newly launched app that is going to bring everybody into the metaverse who's looking for events and venues. And we're just really excited for all the people that have joined us and that are with us right now. So thank you to everybody. And, with that, I would really love for all of you to help me welcome to the stage right now, People's Publicist. People's, please join us. Welcome.
There I go. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Welcome.
Hey,
Please grab a
CityGirl.
seat. Great to see you.
Good to
And
see
thank
you
you for coming on.
too. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of
Thank you so
course.
much.
And you, we met over in Horizon way back when, but now you've been in both platforms for quite a while doing lots of different things. So I'm excited to have you on here tonight. And thank you for joining us at Crypto City.
Yeah. I've been hopping around here for a little over a year now. Time passed really quickly. But yeah, I've been here for over a year
does.
That's
great.
It goes by quick over here.
So let's talk about the services that you offer in general, both in the real world and the virtual spaces.
So I started my agency about 10 years ago now. And in the real world, through traditional PR, what I offer is media placements, content creation, and I also work with brands to get them sponsorships and partnerships as well. I've had clients featured all across the board, NBC, Fox, rolling out Black Enterprise, and work with industries across beauty, fashion, lifestyle, entertainment, music, and sports. So I was doing that for a very long time. And I bought into the metaverse at the beginning of this year. And what I noticed here is that people definitely need help as far as visibility wise outside of the headset too. So the services I'm offering here in the metaverse consist of content creation as of right now, and also sponsorships and partnerships too. I am extending my services soon, so it's going to be offering a little bit more, but that's what I have for right now.
Okay. So have you found that working in VR has impacted your real world business? Has there been any, crossover, any benefits?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I've actually gotten a couple of clients that I met here in the metaverse, and now I represent them on the outside. So it has been very beneficial for growing my business. It really happened very quickly, in this space. If you start hanging around enough, you start meeting a whole bunch of cool and dope ass people. So you get introduced to a lot of people and people start talking about you. And then one thing leads to another. And then boom, there's business on the outside. Because we all have lives outside of this headset. We're all doing things in the metaverse and also outside as well. So yeah, it's helped me grow a lot within this past year, because when I first got on the headset, I actually had shut down my business for quite some time. So coming back in here kind of helped me pick that back up, and now the ball's rolling again. So I'm happy about that.
Okay. Tell us a little bit. I was looking in your socials and I saw about, digital real estate brokers. So were you helping people, promote their worlds from in here, driving traffic to their worlds? Is that how that works?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, it wasn't so much of me. I was just going around filming content. I just love content creation, period. Like, I'm just a creative person around that. I love those things and telling a story through content. So no one was actually hiring me in the beginning. I literally was just going around with my camera and just shooting shit. So, can I curse on here? I didn't even ask you that. I can curse on Crypto City, right?
We're good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So, yeah, I was just going around here, just shooting, whatever I saw, because everything I saw here was dope. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now. Let me just pull this camera out and just shoot and just, see what I come up with, really. So yeah, that content was just like a fun thing, for me to do and just kind of experiment with and get my feet wet when I first came in here.
Okay. So personally, I have a lot of years of experience in marketing in general in the real world. And obviously being in here, I self promote with, social media and things like that. The skills that you have for the PR that you do in the real world, do you find that those skills carry over into here, or did you need to learn some additional skills to help make this marketing in the metaverse more productive and successful?
Pretty much majority of the skills do transfer over. People in here are building businesses. There are people in here looking for marketing for the businesses and more visibility, and those are all the things that I do through PR. It can be a little bit in here getting people to kind of know the difference between what it is that I do and what it is that they think that I do. So it has been a bit of a struggle there, but majority of the services I have as far as content creation, being able to help you tell your story so that you can get more visible in the media and reach your target audience, those are all things that people here in the metaverse who are building brands are be able to use.
Mm-hmm. Have you expanded to use some different softwares, or and I use Canva a lot, and some people are loving that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Canva. I love Canva. I use that every single day. Canva, I use that every single day. CapCut, I'm using every single day, like just to edit and chop up videos. So those are like my two favorite go-tos when it comes to creating graphics, creating reels and stuff like that. Canva and CapCut are my go-tos.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Canva and a Photoshop girl, so that's those are my go-tos there.
See, I
haven't
Photoshop.
really done much with video.
I don't know Photoshop. I feel like that's a whole other beast that I just don't want to get into. And Canva is just so much easier to use as far as that goes. But it's more user friendly for me. But
it is for sure. It's less of a beast, and there's more content creation tools within Canva. Photoshop's more for like working with photos, with images, and actually changing that content. So it's kind of, but that was my go-to has always been, in the real world, Photoshop and websites. So switching over into here, when I found Canva, I was just like, this is amazing. It's so user friendly. So anybody out there who's interested in, doing a little bit of marketing stuff, to dabble in, to learn, Canva is very user friendly.
Yep. I would definitely go there first for sure.
So let's talk about your content creation and the contributions that you've done in here. So what are some of the projects in, maybe some world creations that you helped work, collab on or helped people push out?
Well, first off, I want to say world creations, that is not my jam. You will not see me building anything. I've tried it and I failed miserably, so you will not see me building anything at all. I will with the help of people. There's people here who have definitely helped me while in build mode, but it's just not something I can get down with on an everyday. But so I really haven't done like any world building creations. I do have a world over in Horizons though. It's called People's Place. I actually got it as a gift from Meta Queen Rupert when Nora had her concert over at the Season Pot. So he gave everyone there who bought a ticket, he gave them a world. So I actually published that under my name, and I've been going in there because it gives me like a little bit of practice. I'm able to, I could duplicate it. I'm looking around, I'm seeing like where he put stuff, the scripts and everything, and I'm able to kind of look and see from there. But that's as far as like I've gotten as far as creation. But that is published under my name. So I do have that. As far as content creation and projects that I work with in the metaverse, I do have a number of clients here. I've helped with Viva Coach and Boss Leo for International Women's Day. I've been a part of the Billionaire Club launch as well, and also the breast cancer event that just happened. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yes, last week, 2 weeks ago it was. I've helped with that as well. I'm also helping a relationship coach here in the metaverse. She's opening her services up, so I'm helping her. And I also work with Horizon Got Talent, HGT. So I help them with creating content for their page too. So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You've been covering a lot of ground.
I've been covering a lot of ground in here. Yeah, I'm covering a lot of ground for sure.
What is, obviously you love doing content creation and you enjoy meeting new people and working with them, but what's your perspective on the value of, VR marketing and promotion?
I think that is very, very important. And I think that the people in here know that it is important as far as marketing goes for your VR. I mean, for your content, for your worlds, for your creations, right? But I think that the one thing that I want to get across is to the outside world how important it is in here, right? So my
Mm-hmm.
messaging across platforms definitely differs. If you follow me on the Meta Publicist page, it's a lot of stuff about content creation, funny stuff, just my going out in VR and whatever. But then if you follow me over on TikTok, it's more about the PR and marketing start inside of VR. I also have an agency page, PR This and That, where I'm giving PR marketing tips as well. And I have a podcast. But I want to definitely get the message across the outside world, what's going on in here. So as far as
Mm-hmm.
being able to push your brands to different audiences, being able to create a world around your services and your products, and that people come in and be able to interactively interact with your story and your products and see how they work before they actually buy them. So I want them to know exactly what opportunities are in here for visibility for their products and services. I feel like people in VR already know. We're doing it here already. We
Mm-hmm.
know the value
Mm-hmm.
that's here. So my message is pretty much spread across, trying to get people on the outside world to get down with, what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. And I would imagine too, I mean, from an outside perspective, looking in for people who aren't familiar with VR and they see content being pushed out and they're like, oh, I'm seeing ads, I'm seeing videos, I'm seeing, full IG accounts for all these people in VR. That they must, look at that and say, okay, so the opportunities that are in there can be visible to everyone. They're not just limited to the people in VR the way, we kind of thought of initially when we came in here. Oh, the only people who see my VR account. I have a lot of non-VR people now following my VR Instagram.
Me as well. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And they want to know exactly what's going on. Like my friends actually had the headset before I did, and they knew nothing about this app at all. And like I had to show them, and now they're following my VR page. Like I'm gonna hop on. I'm like, yeah, come on, hop on with me. You know what I mean? And they, and then I get people. I think I had somebody in my inbox. I think it was 2 weeks ago. She was asking me like what goes on in here, like where can she just bought the headset actually, and she was like, well, where can I go? Like what happens? And I'm just explaining it to her. And even when I post on TikTok, there's a video I posted on there about a phone call I had with someone on LinkedIn. He noticed why I was posting on LinkedIn about what I was doing here, and he decided to hop on a call with me. And he's like, so how do you get inside the metaverse? And I'm like, well, I have a headset. You put it on. He's like, you talking about the Quest headset? And I say, yeah. He said, I have that in my closet. It's been there for a year, and I have not used it.
I
And I'm
hate
like,
hearing that.
I'm like, dude, you need to come in, follow me. And he definitely did. He has not come in yet, but there were a number of people who actually commented on that post, like, yeah, I have the headset too. What's this app? What's going on here? So making sure that you're not only posting on your Instagram page is going to help as well, as far as the visibility for the metaverse and what's going on here. Posting across different platforms. I'm talking about it on Instagram, I'm talking about it on Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, just all across the board in different ways, but still sharing the same message.
I completely agree with you. And I love the responses I get. I mean, I have my VR Instagram, and then for Crypto City, we have an IG page and a Facebook page. But on my nonprofit Facebook page, I did videos in Horizon and put them out there. And that's an audience that knows very little about VR. And people are seeing it and they're like, wait, is that you? That's that character? That's your voice. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, did you do like a cartoon show? And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's my avatar. I'm like, come into VR and see, like, it's very real. And people are really starting to follow it. And I've had some people from there jump on my IG in VR. And they're now following that.
Yeah,
the cross
and you won't get the full. You gotta bring them in here. They won't know what's going on. They won't get the full experience. They put the headset on. The mobile is all right. We can come in, jump in, hop around a little bit, but to get the full experience, they need to come in and put the headset on.
For sure. So let's talk about, you're in here and you're working with different clients, but we all know that there's a lot of musicians, there's a lot of event builders, there's a lot of, or I should say world builders and event hosts. There's a lot of people that you might interact with that may be competing in some level against each other. How do you balance clients with competing interests?
That is a good question. I really haven't had to do much of that. Really. Um, there are some people in here that I have great business relationships with, and then there's personal, and I try to, keep the two, separate, business and personal as well. But if I did have to sign someone on, I definitely think that I would keep the lines of communication open with both sides. Let them know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what's going on. I will be very as a publicist, I have to be very sensitive to information anyway. Like I sign
Mm-hmm.
NDAs, I'm not giving anything away. But just keeping those things on separate ends of the board. The two don't really have to overlap if it's not necessary. But if there comes a opportunity where both can definitely benefit from, and I think that both parties should, let's come together and let's work on it. So, but just keeping those lines of
Mm-hmm.
communication with both sides is very important.
So it's very similar to the physical world.
Very similar. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to the physical world. Just keeping those lines of communication open is very important, especially when dealing with people who are on different sides.
Of course. So, that kind of leads us into, since that could have been a challenge, but, fortunately you have, a plan in place for that. Let's talk about, challenges and, trends and stuff. So, what is the biggest challenge that you see in marketing and promoting services for things that are not tangible? I mean, you're selling a service in here in a world that's already technically not tangible. So, how do you work around that? How do you overcome that and get people to sign
Um,
on?
you definitely have to showcase your value and what you can bring to the table and how you are able to help them. It's not so much about pushing a service into someone's face. But if you create the marketing around it to get visibility, the marketing that's going to speak to them and speak their language, and actually talk to people and like see exactly what it is that they need. I did a lot of that in the beginning, but before starting
Mm-hmm.
anything, I was having conversations with people. I didn't just come in and pose I'm a publicist, I do this. I didn't do any of that. I had conversations with people. I found out what they were doing. I found out what they needed. And then I
Mm-hmm.
then stepped in and said, this is how I can bring value to you. So you really have to just definitely show that value whenever you're having a conversation with someone, show that value, whenever you're introducing yourself to someone, show that value. And the relationship, it might not click right away, but is that's a part of relationship building, and networking. People might not realize they need you in the beginning, but they stick
Mm-hmm.
around long enough, you keep giving them value and, you see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that that's very commendable that you will be persistent and stick around and actually, sit there and offer some guidance to people so that they see that, oh, wait, that was great. Maybe I could use you for more. That's
Absolutely.
a
Yes.
great way of doing it. Um, so, we talked a little bit about, Canva and things like that. What are your thoughts? Like, I mean, how do you juggle and work with the fact that so many people in here right now have, when they came in here, they learned about self-marketing. They learned about creating videos with CapCut and other video programs, Vimeo, all the different programs that are out there right now. How do you sit there and say, okay, so everybody in here is capable on some level of producing something. I need them to see that I can save them time and effort if and let them focus on what they need to do so that I can take that off their plate and make them a nice cohesive, marketing package.
Well, first off, I definitely preach to everyone, like you can literally do what I do. It's not rocket. I mean, this is something you can learn. I actually went to school for I started out going studying psychology. Then I changed over to English. Okay. I've only completed 3 years of college. I don't have a college degree, never finished. Okay. My experience from PR and marketing came from an internship that I just happened to fall into and just happened to be like put to the fire immediately and had to do things right away and learn them. Like that's where my experience from PR marketing came from. So I don't have a background in it. You won't find a degree with my name on it. That doesn't exist, right? So I always tell people like you can do what I do. If you study enough, put your mind to it. You can also do what an accountant does. Study and put your mind to it, right? But in order to
Mm,
grow and scale your business, you have to build a team. Okay, so you have to take on people who are more smarter than you in certain areas, and you have to take a step back, right? So when I'm talking to people and I'm like, well, you have this going on, this going on, this going on, this going on, I can take 1, 2, and 3 off of your plate and leave that for you to go make more money, or for you to go attract more leads, or for you to be the face of your company even more, because you have these things that you can't necessarily say, oh, I can't do these things. So you have to do marketing, you have to do PR, you have to talk about your business, or it's not going to be visible, right? But I'm the one who steps in and is like, listen, I can take all these things off your plate for you, and it's going to help you make more money. Like, so I'm just consistently just like showing up and letting people know exactly how valuable I am to them. But these are all definitely things that people can learn on their own, and you should actually do some of these things on your own before you even reach out to hire a publicist. So you should be also looking up journalists and connecting with them on Twitter and maintaining relationships with them and reaching out to them. Like, these are things you should be doing on your own before you say you come in and you help me, right? So creating your content on your own, reaching out to publicists on your own, marketing your business, making sure that your website is up to date, making sure you have your marketing materials together. These are all things that you can do on your own, to get ready to hire, someone like me to come on. But I in tune come on and just take everything, those 1, 2, and 3 things off your plate, and just leave you more time to do something else. So that's how I try to show my value that way.
And you definitely make a good point about having a team, because one person all by themselves cannot do everything and grow. And that's the key right there. You do need more than one person in order to expand, in order to be, consistently, not just consistently professional, but consistently successful. Because nobody has enough time to do everything. And if you're trying to juggle stuff in here with the physical world at the same time, it's even more overwhelming. So it's great that you're able to offer those services to people and help them free up to pursue new business.
Right.
So speaking of your clients, who are your ideal target clients, both in VR and in IRL? Do you cater to a certain audience, or are you kind of open to whatever anybody needs from you?
No, I really don't hear in VR, because everyone needs content created. Like, so it's not really a thing where I'm like, you have to pick, who I'm working with, or if I'm just going to stay on this side or that side, or just do music, or just work with world creators, or just work with clubs, or, whatever, what have you. Because everyone needs content created. And that's pretty much the service that I am pushing here, in the metaverse. As far as with my agency side, I've been all across the board as far as clients are concerned. I remember one time doing music, and I tried to stay away from music so much because when I started, I was very young, and my son's about to be 16 this month. So he was around 5, right? So I remember working with local artists here in Philly, and I would be out late, like club nights, being in the studio. And I found that as I became a mom, it just wasn't something that I was able to do on a regular basis, right? And I know that when you're starting off a music artist, working with independent music artists, you have to be with them 24/7, see what's going on or whatever. And that was me. So I in the real world now, I try to stay away from music as much as I can, and lean more, because I don't have time. And so lean more towards like the lifestyle brands, the entertainment brands, and also nonprofits and authors. So that's kind of like the realm that I have stayed around. But I have, like I said, dived into beauty, and I've been in fashion as well, and sports too.
Very well rounded. And it's impressive to, see you come in here and be able to entrench yourself and do the things that you're doing in here. Before we kind of shift gears into a different topic, what advice would you have for people who are here right now that might be in the audience who say, you know what, maybe this is what I need for my business. Maybe I need to bring someone on to help me with this. What should they, before they reach out to you? I know you mentioned, they should already know how to do a little bit of the content creation stuff themselves, which I'm sure most of them are doing, at least, whether it's, even if it's just flyers for Instagram. But if they're truly thinking about bringing you on, should they have a little bit of a game plan in place, or is that something you actually can walk them through and help them see this is where you should be targeting better?
They definitely should have some sort of focus, like some sort of plan together for the next 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Some type of project that they're launching, world creation that they're launching, or service or product that they're launching. There should be some type of plan like in place before you reach out. You should definitely also have and active social media pages as well. I need to make sure that you are actually putting something into your business and not just trying to bring me on to take over everything, that there is to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then also have like an active presence as far as a website too. Like just have like a home base. Like, if even just a simple landing page, especially if you bring me on for PR. If it's PR
Mm-hmm.
outside, like if I'm reaching out to journalists on your behalf, they're going to want to see something from you. They're not just want to see a link to an Instagram page. They're going to want to see your social media and make sure that it's active, but they want to see a home base too. So just having just like those core things and a plan in place, and then I can help you put the pieces together. We can help
Mm-hmm.
strategize on how we're going to get from A to Z.
Okay. So I'm going to shift gears for a minute because you're also
Okay.
involved in a really cool other project. You are part of the Sisters for Sisters podcast.
I am
And,
with my sisters.
yeah, I mean, this is an amazing
They out
podcast.
there.
We've actually, we've had Tink on the show before. We've had, Goddess and Ferrari up here before when we were doing the music. And I just, let's talk a little bit about what it's like to meet up with some people that you really bond with and, start a podcast that maybe is not exactly what you do work wise, but something that you are bringing into VR and adding value with. And what's it like working with the group and, sitting in front of people like I do each week and,
Yeah.
and actually sharing some of your thoughts and feelings, a little bit of a different, aspect in here in VR from your work.
So first off, I want to thank Tink up there because she pushed me out to be able to do this because I really do not like talking in front of people. I don't like this type of stuff. Like this is just not me, right? So when she came to me and she's like, "Well, I want you to be on the," I'm like, "Be on the podcast." I'm like, okay. I mean, like, we'll see, because I felt like, listen, I have the headset on my head. I've been doing a lot of shit I haven't said I'm going to do. And, what I mean? Like I'm doing a lot of new and different things, right?
Right,
Let's
right.
see where this takes me, right? So it was scary at first sitting in front of people and, sharing, because that's just, I'm behind the scenes, pull the strings type of person. So it was definitely different in that way. But, I have grown to love each and every one of my sisters for different reasons. We may get on each other's nerves, fight a little bit, but it's all comes back to love. And I always say that Wednesdays are definitely my favorite days of the week because I'm a mom, I got a man, I gotta run a business, I gotta do all this stuff, and it's just like this. Do you hear out there? I heard you say. So like, and then just to comment on a Wednesday, like, and just be able just to sit back and relax with my sisters, spark up, have a little drink, and just have girl talk. Like that's literally what it is every single Wednesday for me. I thank Tink for pushing me out there and having me, come on board for that. And I'm definitely excited to where, this is all going to go. We're working together, working on so many new different things. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. And it just helps me as far as me telling my story more too, right? Because they always laugh, they always tease me because I literally say the same intro every single week on the show. And we did season 1, I was saying the same thing every single show. And I'm like, well, there's always someone who hasn't heard it, right? So I have to keep saying it, right? So, and I hear them up there teasing me, so that's why I'm like, why would they do this? Yeah, so like it's just a way to keep telling my story over and over and over again because there's always someone who hasn't heard it. You know what I mean? So it's helped me with building community, meeting different people I would never have probably even met or even talked to, even maybe introduced to. So yeah, I love being on the show. I do.
That's awesome.
It's a mixture of just different personalities and we just have fun.
Now, have you found that, you mentioned meeting people you wouldn't necessarily meet. Have you found that that actually has grown your presence in wrap back around into your business world because you're coming in contact with people who are in the audience, showing up for the show. Maybe you're chit chatting afterwards and somebody says, what do you do? And then it gives you another platform to actually share
Absolutely.
your work.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I've had many people hop in my DM afterwards and start conversations, even if it doesn't lead to anything, any business, right away. It's just building that relationship. One more person that knows my story, one person that knows the services I offer and what I can provide for them. And then, they start looking at my content and, reaching out to me, and then we just go from there. But it's definitely helped me with my visibility. I'm always helping other people with their visibility across the board, but being, on the show has definitely helped me put myself out there more and attract more people into my audience.
I feel like that is definitely one of the biggest benefits of VR is that even if you come in here with a very strong focus of this is what I'm going to do, there are so many things in here that are open and available for you to join in and learn something new or take on, just a different persona, a different platform, and expand your experience within the metaverse.
Yeah, it's really this is a game changer. I put the headset on December 2022 and then got really active last year in October. But it's just been a game changer just as far as my business period. Because there was a period where I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is stale for me. I don't want to go back to it. And just putting this on just gave me like a brand new like set of eyes, so to speak. You know what I mean? As far as um what I would be able to provide. And maybe me not thinking, people don't need this. But I'm like, no, people do need what you have. They do need your services. They do need your help. And this headset just helped me, see that in a different light and has helped me come full circle to be able to then be able to push myself and my brand out there further in real life as well.
Well, let's talk about your future goals and any upcoming projects that you might have in the works right now. Do you, have a few things that you're planning on either launching either service wise or just projects in general in the metaverse?
I do. I have master classes coming for people that want to learn more about pitching to the media and want to learn more about sponsorships and partnerships and also content creation. So I have that coming. I have an ebook which we're releasing before the end of the year. The podcast, I keep saying it's coming back, but it is. But I'm steadily working on trying to figure out the direction for it and also get a couple of episodes recorded before I start releasing them. Because the podcast is last time I think I posted an episode was probably about 2 years ago. So I really want to make sure I do it the right way, and I want to incorporate VR into it as well. And I also have People's Press Room, which is going to be opening over in the in Horizon Worlds within the next month. I'm working with the beautiful Shay Arts on that project, and I'm really really excited about that because it's everything that I wanted. So I'm really excited to push that out there and start holding classes there and taking my appointments there and just having like a home base there in office wise in Horizon Worlds. So I'm excited about the end of the year. I'm excited about 2025 and the new things I have coming up. So it's definitely a lot and I'm definitely chipping away at it bit by bit, but it's coming. It's coming.
I love it. Good for you. And then good for you bringing your business in and growing it. And also for, all the things that you're taking on that you didn't anticipate. So that's great. And so if people are interested in hiring you, is this the best way for them to reach you? On Instagram?
Yeah, you can visit me on Instagram at the Meta Publicist. I'm also at the Meta Publicist on Threads, YouTube, and also on TikTok. So you can follow me on all those places. There's a link that's in each of those bios, which will bring you to my scheduler. You can set up an appointment with me. It's a free consultation where we go over what your business goals are, exactly how you want to become more visible, and then we put up a plan together. And then we go from there. So, yep, the Meta Publicist on all platforms.
Great. So anybody anybody out there who might be looking for these services, please reach out. At the end of the show, we'll put the video up on both YouTube and our Discord and Spotify. So we'll have the contact information there for you as well if anybody needs it, or you can just DM me and I can send it to you. So it's great that you came on and shared this because we love seeing people in our community. Of course. And we hope that all of you will join us next week. We're going to actually have Planet Laura on. She's a 3D artist and environment creator and doing a lot both in, the real world, but to bring things into VR and, a lot of stuff within VR as well as far as content creation in world creation. So it'll be exciting to see this. This month is all creative people. So you're leading it off for us. I'll
definitely be here. Yes, I'll be here.
Great. So thank you to all of you for joining us tonight. And, again, thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you all next week. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you. There we go.
Thank you, babe.
Of course. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.